Alright everybody, welcome back to another video, and in this video I tracked down several well-known YBA YouTubers through Discord to get their honest and true opinions on the game. That didn't even make sense, but you get the idea. I'm also hosting a Lucky Arrow giveaway in this video, but not just for a single Lucky Arrow, no, for 10 Lucky Arrows, and all you have to do is enter your Roblox username in the comments, and a random person will be picked in a week's time, let's say a week's time, and all you have to do is keep checking your notifications to see if you've won. But without further ado, let's properly get into the video, starting with Jioufen. I will put a timestamp at the bottom of the video and at the start and end of the clip when a new YouTuber takes over, but let's get right into it. Question 1. Are you still as passionate about YBA as you were in the past?
I would say so, but over the years it has gone a different way. Like, I was really competitive years ago, but now I'm more of a casual player. And I think what's made me more passionate now is probably playing with friends. That's definitely a big thing, because I used to play on my own a lot. So playing with friends made me way more passionate about the game. And just content creating in general made me really enjoy the game a lot more.
Yeah. I mean, I've always uploaded YBA, even before, like, Steel-Bone rework. I just do it for the love of the game. And, you know, it's just about, I like Roblox and JoJo, so I don't think it'll change that. I'm not passionate. I think YBA is a good game, at least to me, so.
YBA does not excite me as much as it used to. Well, I mean, if we look at the current updates and compare them to the old updates, like, for example, White Album rework, then I gotta say, they really slowed down, and same with the PvP system, it really is not as fun as before, so I gotta go with not as passionate, but I still am, still a little bit.
Not really anymore. I'd say the reason for that being that YBA isn't getting updated as much as it used to before, and just shows of lack of I'd say passion for this game. It doesn't feel like Uzuki has the same amount of passion for this game as he used to, maybe like in 2021.
Okay, question 2. What originally drew you to YBA, and if you were a new player discovering it today, would you still invest your time into the game?
Okay, so what drew me to the game initially was have you ever played a game called Project Jojo before? Because that's what I first played. Okay, yeah. So me and my friends were originally playing that, and then we got a bit bored of that, so we were like, okay, let's find something else. And it was my friend that told me to start playing YBA, and I got on it, and I was hooked instantly. Like, the difficulty of getting stands, trying to get Requiem was really cool, and the combat, like, had me hooked. And that was back then, and even now I still think all of that holds, like, true, where the difficulty of trying to get stands is, like, really captivating. Skins now, and just the combat especially, it's like my favourite combat game in the whole of Roblox. It's amazing. So I actually can't get enough of it.
Definitely a mix of my love for Roblox and JoJo, and also playing, like, ABD and AUT. I played those games before I played YBA, and I think that originally drew me to YBA. If I started playing today, I think I still would invest time into it, just because, I don't know, it just doesn't really compare to other Roblox JoJo games I played. It's just simple and fun, so even if there's not much to do.
I've tried a lot of JoJo games. YBA I think is the one for me too.
Yeah.
I was originally drawn to YBA after seeing a JoJo game on the front page back during the Heaven update. If I was a new player discovering it today, I would not invest my time in the game.
I mean, so my stories probably begins just like any other YBA player's story. My friends showed me a game called YBA. I played a little bit, then I couldn't do the storyline. I was stuck at the Bucciarati boss, and then I quit. Then I came back, beat him, and then I decided to try out the PvP and all. And I actually started having a lot of fun. I don't know if it's the same for every other player. And I don't know, most players would probably quit after beating the storyline and trying the game out for a little bit. That's what I think would happen.
So would you say that the combat at the time was a big part in you playing the game?
Yeah, for sure.
So originally, what drew me to start playing YBA was a friend of mine called Felix. I usually collaborate with him a lot. He told me about the game, and I didn't used to watch anime at the time, so I didn't know what JoJo's Bizarre Adventure was. I played it somewhere around in 2020, and I was like, this isn't really my thing. Until I started to really watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and that eventually drew me more to the game. So I was like, yo, this game is actually fun. It's a good PvP game that's not really that hard to learn. So I just kind of started liking it because of that reason.
I don't know if you have an opinion on this. If you don't, that's fine. But if you do, what is holding YBA back as a game, and what could they do to make it better?
For me, the only thing holding it back is the time between updates, but there's not really much they can really do about that, in my opinion, because of I don't really know what happens in the development side. So, and it's kind of always been that way. So like I'm kind of just used to it. And honestly, I don't really mind because it means like with balancing and stuff, the longer things are like in getting balanced and all that, it gets people used to how things are. And for me, especially, it's better because I can get used to how stands are and stuff. And when I make informational videos, it's better for me because of because if I do a thing telling everyone like, oh, this is what this stand does, this is the damage numbers, blah blah blah, and if they keep changing it, then that's kind of worse for me.
Yeah.
So kind of the longer the better, in my opinion. but but yeah, it's mainly time between updates, but I don't mind. And the other thing is more endgame. Like for me, I personally love more game modes, like King of the Hill, Deathmatch. Maybe payload. That's me.
Wait, I'm gonna have to stop you there because you're leaking into the next question.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Definitely the development speeds for the updates. I'd say there's a ton of roadblocks when it comes to YBA development that like I can't elaborate further on, but it's always been my issue with YBA even before I became a tester of the game. I don't know if there's really anything that could make it better, as being a tester just like puts me into perspective for things on what's going on. And I found myself like respecting the staff and development more. But I would say, yeah, just like how fast the updates come out. I would say it got better with Paragon's promotion, like with those rehills.
Yeah.
But before then, definitely still development speeds.
JoJo's popularity and the update schedule is what I think is holding back YBA. In order to succeed more, I feel as though YBA needs to capitalize off the SBR anime release as much as possible and try to get new players into the game that way. And in order to maintain these new players, I feel as though they should work on more consistent updates similar to Deepwoken. Maybe not weekly updates like Deepwoken, but if they had monthly or bi-weekly bug fixes and balances, it would be 1,000 times better than it is now. Currently, there's no update schedule, and we as a community sometimes receive little to no information on when updates are to be released.
I think the lack of communication is definitely playing a huge role here, and I think what they could do better is listen to more people. I don't know what is going on at YBA headquarters right now, I can't really say, but in my opinion they should just listen to like the big YouTubers, to the testers, to people that have a lot of playtime. And I think the main thing holding back YBA right now is the dev team, and yeah, that's basically it. And the update rate, the updates are really rare, I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, to be honest, updates regularly and maybe some balancing, because like right now I don't like the combat at all. Like I haven't adjusted. So let's say for example I go in with my old skills. They're pretty old, you know, they're not up to date with the current mechanics and stuff. And the reason for that is because they're adding so many moves to the stand and to the fighting styles that it's almost impossible to even memorize all the moves. I've never heard anyone talk about this before. I don't know why, but I just feel like they're adding way too many moves. Like a fighting style should not have like nine moves. A fighting style is supposed to be able to compensate for a stand with maybe only 5 moves. So basically, a fighting style should have like at least 2 to 3 moves extra, and that's it, nothing else. Because like having like 9 new moves plus your stand, which already maybe has like 8 or 9 moves, that's like 18 moves in total.
Yeah, I don't think specs should have anywhere near as many moves as they should, especially sometimes specs having more moves than actual stands. Are there any new features you would like to see in a future update?
Okay, so going back to where I was, yeah, definitely more game modes. So deathmatch, King of the Hill, anything team-based, but that is because of I am an Overwatch player, so really like things like that. And
YBA
maybe
6v6.
yeah, I would actually kill for that, to be honest. And map events. I really like map events. Maybe like a boss that spawns that you can kill for loot. That could be cool. Just like more, fun things to do other than like skin grinding and SBR.
Yeah, I agree. That's probably the thing I want to see the most.
Definitely new game modes. Like I play a lot of ABA now. This is like there should be like team game modes, King of the Hill. Any of those would make YB 10 times more fun. Maybe a gang rework as well, because I think gangs are kind of useless right now. And maybe a new storyline too. So
Yeah, I feel
I
like
don't have to work on that.
the only thing that gave gangs a purpose was the community, and now the community is not as good as it was, in my opinion.
A few features I'd like to see in future updates are: number 1, a no cooldown option in private servers; number 2, free cam or first person pilots; and number 3 is SBR region select. In the past, Paragon has said reasons on why he doesn't add this, but I kind of disagree with them.
Now, this is a good question, since I would like to see a lot of old features get reworked or improved. I don't really know what else should be added to YBA, but I would really like them to add an actual leaderboard to ranked 1v1s, so that people can see not like the people that are ascended, but also the people that are on, like, depending on what, like, let's say we have like 2 people on Requiem rank, 1 on Ascended, then you can see all 3 of them, and then like all the other players that are on high ranks, not only just Ascended. That would be a cool feature, in my opinion.
Alright, I feel like that'd actually be quite easy for them to add too.
It's a good question. So feature-wise, I think like they should add some sort of like progression, because like there should be some stuff that you can obtain. I don't know what exactly, but for example, YBA is more of a fighting game only. It's not really like the only thing you can really collect is skins. But I feel like they should be able to add something to grind for. I'm not exactly sure about what, or maybe they should add some sort of like a rating system or something like that. Like for example, GPO, how they have certain stuff.
Yeah, I agree. More like post-story stuff. Question 5. If you had to describe YBA's community in one word, what would it be?
Okay, this took a lot of thinking, and I would say passionate, and that's only because of most of the negativity that comes from the community is from people wanting the game to be better. So it comes from a place of passion.
Oh, I'm so happy I heard a different answer than toxic.
Everyone says that.
Everybody.
I'd say chaotic, because every time I go on the game, it's either really funny, really toxic, or just like a mix of both. And I kind of I live for it. And I don't think I can name a time where I'm hopping on YBA and I'm having a bad time.
That's fair.
I kind of like seeing my friends get rage baited. So yeah.
I refuse to describe YBA's community in one word, as I have too many feelings about it.
Toxic.
Toxic. Hella toxic. That's all I gotta say, bro.
Question 6. Do you believe that the YBA developers are still passionate about making the game?
Okay, so for me, I'll definitely say so. And I can't speak for anybody specifically because I'm not sure if they would like me to. But from what I've seen, I absolutely think so. I think they're definitely passionate about the game.
Yeah, I believe so. I've only talked to like a handful of developers, but they're definitely still passionate about the game. I know Paragon's definitely passionate about the game, and it was like I said, it was a good decision to make him a lead director, and I'd say like the progress that they've been making is like a lot better than what it was. So yeah, I'd say that they're still passionate.
Yeah, I also like
if they don't show it.
Number 6. I feel like Paragon is the only person in the YBA dev team with real passion for the game, as it seems like without him, nothing actually gets done. I could be wrong though, as it may just seem this way, as he's the only person who gives updates on the current state of the game. As for Uzuki, I think he has zero passion for YBA, and for the other devs, I don't really know anything about them.
Again, with the current updates, I don't think they're really as passionate as with, like, for example, OG YBA with, like, Maiden Heaven update, for example, or the streak of updates that we had with White Album and Vampire Rework, Soft and Wet release. Like, if they continued with the same pace and with the same quality, I think YBA would be much better, but dude, YBA developers definitely not as passionate as they used to be.
To be fair, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think so. Because, like, if they really were passionate, like, something would have happened, bro. Like, and also, I gotta tell you, notice how Uzuki always gets in controversies with his developers. So I don't know if they're really passionate about the game when stuff like that happens, you know, it's always toxic, you know.
What do you think the main focus for YBA's development should be moving forward?
As much as I would love like new stands and new game modes and stuff, I think the game needs to keep getting polished because of it's still kind of recovering from that age where new stands came out and they had like a bajillion moves and they were really OP. So that kind of drew a lot of people away from the game. So I think it needs to just get back on track to feeling balanced, feeling polished, feeling just fun to play. So that's like, you know, reworking old stands and abilities to make sure they're all on the same level.
I think game modes would be nice, but I think what YBA really needs is like end game content, because especially if there's gonna be a new wave of like players coming from the Super Run anime, like we need a lot more than just Prestige 3 and that's it. So
I think the main focus for YBA's development moving forwards should be capitalizing off of SBR's anime release and getting their team and game organized enough to roll out consistent updates.
For other players, I think what they should do is just improve the quality of life overall and like improve main game so that people actually just when new players join the game, they actually want to keep playing it. And then I guess the number 2 priority is to fix the PvP system. And that's really all I want, like to just make it more fun.
I feel like stand-wise, as I would have said, definitely bring down the moves. Fighting styles bring down the moves. Maybe add the newest Joestar stand. I don't know if that's possible because it's only in the manga, so maybe we haven't really seen as much from the new stand and sounds. But like, try to add as many, you know, stands as possible.
Finally, question 8. Are you confident in YBA's future?
Yes, and I hope that's not because of I'm quite biased to the game. But yeah, it's still the most popular JoJo game, and for a good reason. Like, the combat's fun, the stands are really, really cool, and like the skins are like, honestly, really, really cool. And I'm confident in it because of like the YouTube scene is still quite popular. Like, I took a lot of breaks, like month breaks, like 1 month, 2 month breaks from the game, and every time I come back, like people are still there waiting to see more of the game. So I think the future is still bright.
yeah, I would even answer that if I wasn't at this team, because I'm just usually an optimistic guy. I mean, hell, their anime Super Run this year, right? That'll definitely cause like a resurgence in players for YBA. I think it'd be like a missed opportunity, a huge one, if Uzu just didn't capitalize on that. So there's definitely a future for YBA. Just gotta be really patient, I guess, you know.
Yes, as long as I'm still standing. Am I confident that YBA will surpass its prime? Not really, but I do have some hope that it makes a grand comeback.
I mean, as of right now, like last 10 months, not really. Like STV update, I was like a little bit, but now not as much. I don't know, maybe the CDR update will like will, I don't know, bring YBA back on track?
I want to say yes on this one, but I can't really give you an answer because I feel like what's going on right now, it doesn't really look so good. But I've always known that YBA redeems itself at some point, because like Uzuki has obviously done this many times before, where he goes AFK and doesn't really work on the game, and then he goes and comes with his big update. So hopefully he comes up with something to, you know, make the game what it used to be before.
And that is the end of the video. I want to thank everybody who came on today for taking the time out of their day to come on. I also want to remind everybody about the Lucky Arrow giveaway. All you need to do is enter your Roblox username in the comments and you'll be entered. I also want to say that there is a long list of names who I would have loved to include in this video, but this video is so long in the making, I just couldn't be bothered including those people. For example, I would have loved to get Memo on here, but I couldn't be bothered, okay? Maybe I'll do a part 2 in the future, who knows. But thank you so much for watching, have a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.